I don't know,
next year's team
Frank,
gonna
but
be?
what do you want? But I guarantee, I'm telling you, Frank, if they would have signed Durant, you'd be killing him because you'd be saying he's damaged goods, typical Knicks. They threw all the money at this guy.
Well,
That's what you would have been doing. No, you would have been doing that.
I actually wrote that the day he got traded that I wouldn't sign Kevin Durant.
Okay, so they didn't sign him. So why aren't
so
you
that
giving
was-
him some
I said
credit
that
for not
almost a month
signing
ago.
him? Because you don't give him why not?
Because they wanted to
Okay,
sign him.
but they didn't sign him, Frank. But they didn't sign him.
Joe,
Did they sign him?
Can you, Evan? Can you explain this to him
No.
that they wanted
Evan,
to sign
explain
him?
it to him, Frank. Get into this. Whether they wanted to sign him or not.
Frank, you know I don't like the Knicks, right? I want them to lose forever. I think they were right to trade Kristaps Porzingis.
They were.
No, Frank, we've had this argument before. It's my opinion that I would not max out a guy who doesn't want to be here, a guy whose brother
He's
is
hurt all the
angling for
time.
God knows what.
He was hurt every year.
You're only getting one side of the story.
Well, I'm
so
not
get all
sitting
that.
here trying
Was he
to
hurt
trust.
all the time, Frank? Was he hurt constantly or not?
Yeah, he was coming back from a knee injury.
Okay, so they got to max
Absolutely.
out a guy that may
I didn't say
continue to
that
be
to
hurt
max
his
him out.
whole career.
He was on his rookie deal.
Okay, but
You
they
didn't
were
have to
going
max him out.
but they were going to have to sign him at
But
some
unless
point.
they matched an offer sheet, which probably would have happened if Porzingis was miserable, he would have signed an offer sheet with maybe Dallas, who knows? They were going to have to pay him and guarantee him that money. And the way I look at it, bro, I swear to God, I feel this way. The way I look at it is you can rebuild with cap room. And I know that because I just saw it. I saw Marxism done, the different kind of Marxism. And I'm learning from it. And I believe that the Knicks, and we can talk about what they've done now, but I believe they can turn their franchise around. Now, they got to be smart. They got to pick the right guys, and they haven't. You're right. Joe and you agree on that. That's what's so funny about this argument. You guys agree. They have failed over the last 15 years. Joe's not apologizing for that.
19 years.
I'm not apologizing. Of course they failed because they did it the wrong. They always tried to get the quick fix, McDice or Marbury or Carmelo or Stoudemire, and it never worked. Phil Jackson, and it never worked. So now, whether they're being forced to or not, I'm not saying this is what they want to do.
But that's the point. You want to give them an A+ because they didn't get Durant. They wanted to get
I'm
Durant.
not giving them an A+.
No, he's not giving them.
I'm not doing that.
Frank,
what I'm doing is now they're forced to do it this way, and this is the way they need to do it now, Frank.
Are you sure that they have the right people in place?
I don't know
get
that.
job
No,
done?
I didn't say that.
That's the question,
Well,
too.
we're going to find out. I mean, the honeymoon is over for David Fizdale. Now I got to start seeing some development of young players. Of course.
I think you guys agree more than you realize. Frankie, he's not giving these guys credit yet for what they've done. He's basically saying they haven't done anything stupid
They haven't messed it up yet.
Right.
They haven't messed it up yet, Frank. That's what they haven't done.
That's because you're glad that they didn't get Durant. My point is they wanted to get Durant. It wasn't part of the plan to walk away from
Was it the
Kevin
right
Durant.
move? Let me ask you. Was it the right move to get Durant in your mind, yes or no?
No, it wasn't, but
Okay.
it was also right. But there were also 20 other top free agents out there that they didn't get, and I think at some point...
Who would you have targeted?
Who's that guy that's going to make him a champion? Who is that guy besides Kawhi Leonard? Who is it?
Joe, 29 teams aren't going to win the championship next year. So you can apply that to every team that signs
So
somebody.
what are they supposed to do? Throw money at Kemba Walker and Tobias Harris and be like maybe a playoff team?
Well, I think right now there may be a playoff team, and they threw money at guys. So I don't understand your point. They just did it on shorter term deals.
Yeah, if they brought in young guy, they brought in Julius Randle. He's 24 years old.
Joe, you don't find it a little troubling that Kyrie Irving from West Orange, New Jersey, and Kemba Walker from New York City didn't even consider coming to the New York Knicks?
I don't think there's any question that people don't want to play with Dolan there. I get that. I get it. Okay, I'm understanding that. But now you got to do it this way. You got to try to build from the ground up. Keep your draft choices, okay, which they've been doing. They've actually made trades to get draft choices. They never did that before.
They also traded away their draft choice, who was an all-star.
Okay.
So now you're hoping
a guy
that
would have had to give eventually max money to.
So once again, with these picks that you're talking about, the hope is that one day they can draft a player who's as good as Kristaps Porzingis, and that's not easy to do.
You are putting Kristaps Porzingis in the Hall of Fame. Let me see him do something. Let me see the guy stay healthy for a year. How about that?
Well, at least I know who he is. You're just saying a pick. It's not even a player yet. He's
Frank,
7'3".
Frank,
he made the All-Star
I
team.
love you, Frank, but your hatred for the Knicks is just too much.
Joe.
No, you hate
you're
him.
like a child.
I'm not being a child. I'm trying to be realistic about it.
Yes or no? What's their record been?
Their record
You like
is
what's gone
terrible.
on?
But what? But I
Hey,
just gave you
hatred
the
has nothing to
reasons
do with
for
it.
it.
It's
Because for
it's
19 years, they traded away picks. They brought in the quick fix guy, and it never worked. Am I right? Never.
No, you're wrong.
How
Because
am I
a few
wrong?
years ago, they won 53 games, and they
big
beat
deal.
Miami.
One
and
time.
Well, I just
They beat Miami what?
I
In a
just
regular
impeached
season?
your
That
argument.
means something?
You just
and then
said,
they won one stinking playoff series.
You
Big
just said it never
freaking
happened.
deal.
You
Yeah,
just said
with
it
a
never
bunch
happened,
of
and I
veteran
just told
guys
you there
for
was a
1
year
year.
that they finished.
1 year, Frank. They won one stinking playoff series that they almost choked away to the Celtics after they were up 3-0. Don't give me this garbage, Frank. It's
Joe,
BS.
you just said it never happened. I said it. Then you just explained the whole thing.
Oh, that's a big
That
deal.
was the year
One playoff win in 20 years means something, Frank? What does it mean?
That year they had a
What
team.
is it? Were they winning the
that
championship, Frank?
beat Miami.
I'm asking you. Were they winning the championship?
I don't know.
They weren't,
beat,
Frank.
They did
you
beat
know
Miami
they couldn't even
that
beat
year.
Indiana. What are you talking about? They beat Miami in the regular season. Who cares what that means? Does that mean anything?
Is Mike off this week? I want to come on.
Does that mean anything, Frank?
I want to talk to a reasonable
Frank,
person.
see, you will not give. See, Frank, you will not look at it the reasonable way with this team. You're just not going to do it. Because if they would have signed Durant, you'd be killing them. You'd be killing them about it. You'd be killing them.
I'm giving them credit. I'm giving them credit for what they did a few
nothing.
years ago. I'm giving them credit for what they did a few years ago. You're
stop.
completely dismissing the winning season of
I
that.
am dismissing it because what did it mean?
Title.
It meant nothing, Frank.
How did it mean nothing?
It was 1 year. They
verge.
won one stinking playoff series. Frank, stop it already, all right?
They beat Miami.
The show's over, Frank. You got to go. We'll see you. Get him out. Get him out now. See you, Frank. See you. You're out. See you, Frank. We got to leave. We're done. See you, bro. Goodbye.
Wow.
No, I'm tired of it. He hates the Knicks. Let's be honest. We all know it. No, and I love Frank, but he hates the Knicks. And you know it, bro. If they would have signed Durant, he'd be killing him. He's damaged goods. Typical Knicks. They're trying for the quick fix. What a mistake. He'd be laughing about it. All right? Now, maybe they wanted to sign him, but the bottom line is they didn't.